What is up, guys? My name is Mark Santamaria. Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to the RC vlog. If you're new to the channel, which I think I got some new viewers, a new subscriber. I know I got a couple new subscribers because that last video I posted about the best RC prank ever, guys, that RC prank was pretty epic. But if you're new to the channel, my name is Mark Santamaria and I'm an RC enthusiast. I would say RC everything, but I don't really do much of the air stuff yet, so mostly surface stuff. But I'm also an avid racer, but I just enjoy RC. I just got done with a grueling schedule. I went big race, like a company vacation, another big race, and I'm kind of burnt. I'm not burnt out, but I'm ready to get back to doing fun stuff like crawling and speed runs and just other random stuff. The weather's starting to cool down, and there's something about this weather. Actually, I know what it is about this weather. This is actually around the time that I started. I say that around the time that I started. This is the time of the year where I started RC, and this is where I started building my collection. I was buying cars and basically just fixing them up. I remember keeping the garage open. It was nice and cool outside and just working on them. So it's this time of the year when it starts to cool down, Christmas time, is when I really start to just want to kind of wrench on stuff and do a lot of my basher stuff, Traxxas cars, and just drive around in parking lots. So I love this time of season. I do have a few more big races before the end of the year is over. So I'm going to do a few more big races. Yes, I'm doing a Jello shot right now. I had some leftover Jello shots from Halloween. That's like one of our traditions. Everyone in the neighborhood comes over. Our neighborhood's very involved, so I'll make Jello shots, and I had a lot of extra ones. So, anyways, so yeah, thanks for joining. Thanks for subscribing. I've got some cool content. I just missed out. Remember, I told you guys, if you're new, I've been trying to find like a project. I really like that show called Wheeler Dealers. I don't know if you've ever seen it. It's on Velocity, and I think I like to do stuff like that with RC stuff. Flip RC cars, buy them. I'm not trying to make a lot of money on them, but if I can enjoy working on them and then make, $50, $100, that's really good. That's what I'm hoping for. But I missed out on a really good project. I had two projects that I was trying to buy, and I ended up trying to get too cheap, and they ended up going away. The first one I missed out on was an X-Ray 18 scale car. He wanted $40 for it, and it was brand new. I was really hesitant because there's not really a market for 18 scale on-road cars. So, and I knew I had to buy a brushless system, so I kind of passed up on that one. And then the most recent one that I missed out on, which was 2 days ago, which I think the guy's a subscriber now. So thanks for subscribing. I talked to him. He actually lives really close to me, but he was selling a Savage X. I have never owned an HPI Savage. I've owned every single monster truck by Traxxas, but I've never owned an HPI Savage, so I thought that was going to be a fun project, try to figure that out. But I did some research on Savages, and the one that he was selling was one of the first generation ones, like the newer version, the older version ones. So I kind of related it to an older version T-Max, which the market for an older version T-Max is extremely soft. They're probably worth between $100 and $150. They're just older. There's not much of a market for them. So he was selling it for $150, and it had a whole bunch of extra parts. It was barely ran, and I thought that was top of the market. But after doing more research, it wasn't top of the market. I should have bought that. So I don't have a project yet. I do have a lot of stuff to work on. I have a whole bunch of projects I've never finished, so I do got a bunch of stuff to work on. So I'll be working on some things. But which brings me to the actual topic of this video, which is buying and selling your RC stuff. So first off, I got a vent. Sellers, this is to sellers. I understand you can get what you can, right? Like price it how you can get it. If you feel like you can get it, if you can get the price that you want for it, good job. But guys, you guys have to stop pricing your stuff like it's brand new. It is so frustrating. You have no idea how many $450, $500 Revos are out there, $800 X Maxes out there. It's like you guys are asking basically retail. if you bought it at a hobby town or somewhere that you didn't like shop around for it, I mean, that's your fault. But don't take it on everybody else, because street price. If I'm online looking for cars on Craigslist or whatever, then I'm online looking at other websites, and you can't sell it for more than I can get it brand new. I mean, that is just getting frustrating with. I'm just getting frustrated with people that want so much money for their used stuff. It's like, come on, quit trying to get retail. It's really flood. It's like so many stuff is on sale and everyone wants retail. Also, you guys try to price it like whenever you guys hopped it up, and I say you guys, people, they try to price cars like whenever they hopped it up, like it's a good thing. I guess there's a market for some people that want to buy hopped up cars, but just because you put $800 into your Revo doesn't mean you can ask for $1,300. No one, like, that's all your own personal stuff. You can't price based on hop ups. Like, it's just like if I go buy a real car and I go hop it up, when they go price my car out, they're not going to price it out with all the stuff that I did to it. They're going to price it out so they can freaking sell it where it makes sense. So the last thing I'm going to vent on is it's amazing how many people are asking for all these prices on, I mean, these incredible prices on their cars, their used stuff, and they don't even clean it. Clean your RC stuff, guys, if you're trying to sell it. Like, my big thing is, if you don't clean your RC stuff, like, you obviously don't really take care of it. It's probably neglected. It's probably all beat to hell. The internals are probably all damaged. Clean it. I mean, good. It's not that hard to clean it. Really, if you just spray it off, and I've said it several times, you spray it off with Simple Green, hit it with an air compressor, and you put a coat of WD-40, that thing is going to look brand new, and you're going to get so many more bites on it, and you might even be able to get a decent amount. But quit selling stuff that is dirty as hell. It's like you've never freaking cleaned it and it ran through the mud. So that's my venting on the selling stuff. I'm going straight through this vlog. I'm not even going to take a break. Just take a sip. It's been a rough week, guys. Freaking Thursday for me. It's been a rough week. Again, I've just started catching up on my sleep, on all the missed sleep I had, but all right. So buyers, there's a few guidelines that I go with when I buy stuff. First off, if you're buying nitro stuff, it's a good rule of thumb to just assume that the nitro engine's blown. So if you're buying a nitro Revo or a nitro T-Max or anything that has a nitro engine, just go ahead and assume that thing's blown. Because the guy's probably getting rid of it because it runs like shit, and it probably runs like shit for a reason. Sorry. I'm trying not to use profanity on my channel, but I just did. So just assume the engine's blown. That's one rule of thumb. The other thing is, price out what you're going to have to buy to get the car to where it's at. For example, if I go buy, let's go say I want a Revo. I want a Revo. There's a lot of Revos that are used out there. Most of them are between $350, like $300 to $500. I mean, people go incredible amounts. If I'm going to go buy a Revo, I'm going to price out everything I need. If I see the tires are blown, or the tires are shot, or maybe the tires look like crap, or the tires are old, or they're aftermarket tires that I don't want, and I know I need to buy tires, I'm going to have to factor in a solid $100 on top of that. Also, bodies aren't cheap, especially Traxxas bodies. So if the Traxxas body, and it being a basher, it's probably going to be all beat to hell. If I'm going to have to buy a new body, put another $50 on top of that. So think about that. You go buy a used Revo, you think $300 is a good deal, but after you buy brand new tires and a brand new body, you're already at $450. You should have just bought a brand new one, and now you're having to deal with all the other stuff. You're probably going to want 2.4 radio. If it doesn't come 2.4 radio, you're going to have to add that. So make sure you price out all the things that you're going to need for the car before you buy it. And the reason why I'm saying these things is because I've made these mistakes. I've actually bought cars before, and then after I get it to where I want, I'm like, I could have just bought a brand new one. It would have been way better. The last thing I'm going to say is make sure before you buy stuff, you do your research. I did some research whenever I was going to buy that Savage. I did some research, found out that it was an older version. Whenever the versions and they have new models, or what am I trying to say? The later models come out. pretty much the old stuff is you can pretty much just cut in half. So like you get a T-Max 2.5 or one of the shorter wheelbase T-Maxes. Those are significantly cheaper than if you were have a brand new Revo or a brand new 3.3 T-Max because they have an extended chassis. Also, if you get a low C8, if you take race buggies for example, if you get a low C8, low C8s are pretty much worthless. I'm not joking. Like I wouldn't expect anyone to pay anything more than $50 for an original low C8. And it's easy to get confused. If you're not into low Cs, you might think the low C8 is the latest and greatest buggy, but they're on they're on low C8X now. So you don't want to get too many generations back. Get the newest version, newest edition, and make sure you know what you're getting because you can quickly get ripped off if you buy an older version of a car. And do your research on discounts and things like that. Like if you're buying a low C8 and I'm just gonna throw numbers. I don't know what they are right now. If they're $650, but your local hobby shop's running a sale, which my local hobby shop, they actually do a deal where they take $30 off. I believe they take $30 off the kit if you order it, or they pay for the tax, something like that. It's a lot of times cheaper just to get a brand new one and not basing the actual price on the retail price, because no one sells it for retail. They sell it for street price. Well, that's pretty much it for this vlog, guys. Again, I didn't have anything super cool. I'm just happy to be back in my garage, relaxing, not worrying about what's going to go wrong this weekend or getting a car prepped. I still got to get to 6. I think I said I was going to get a 70 with my Fortec. I still got to get 70 with the Fortec. I can't wait to do some more crawling, and then I'm going to do some stuff with this car, and you guys will see soon. But before I go, the Nitro Worlds, A-Scale Worlds, Off-Road Worlds is going on right now. I was going to give you guys my projections. I think it's funny seeing people out there giving their projections. Granted, they're just projections. They're probably fanboys, but they'll put like Mayfield, Lutz, your typical American drivers on the top 5. I don't think it's going to be like that. I think it's going to be Ongaro. He's going to be up there. Robert, I guess his last name is Battle. It's probably pronounced differently. David Ronenfalk, I think he's going to be in top 5. And then in regards to American drivers, you're going to have your Mayfield and Ty Testament. And I think, if I remember correctly, I think those guys might even be qualified top 5. But I have somewhere on a Facebook post where I projected those guys as winning, being top 5 anyways. So that's who I have in my top 5. If I have to pick a couple of sleepers, CJ Jellin, that kid's fast. I would like to see him. I'd like to see, and I think he can, shimmy into the top 5 there. Also, who else would? Oh, obviously Ryan Cavalieri. He's always a force to be reckoned with at these big races. So that's what I think is going to happen. The things that I'm really surprised about is not seeing Lutz. I don't think Lutz qualified in the final or the top 15. So that was kind of interesting. I know Lutz is super fast, but anyways, that's my projection. Thanks for watching, guys. Like, subscribe, turn on the notification bell, and you guys will see me next time. Later, guys.